I guess I'd ask you to just elaborate on that a little bit. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
With you running as, you're the first woman elected vice president. You're a black woman and a South Asian woman elected to that high office, very nearly elected president. To say that he couldn't be on the ticket effectively because he was gay, it's hard to hear.
All right, folks, you're going to want to sit down for this one. So Kamala Harris just admitted straight out of her own mouth and in her own book that she didn't pick Pete Buttigieg as her running mate because he's gay. Yeah, the same Kamala who spent years lecturing everyone about diversity and representation. Turns out that only applies, when it's in the polls. She actually said, and I quote, that having a black woman and a gay man on the same ticket would have been too much to ask for the American people. Are you serious? So, buckle up, guys. Let's get into this real quick. We're going to break down one of the most unintentionally honest moments in political history. Kamala Harris, the self-proclaimed champion of equality, admitting that when push comes to shove, representation takes a back seat to her own ambitions. All right, check it out.
Let me ask you a politics question. I mentioned in the intro tonight that you say in the book really bluntly that your personal first choice for your running mate would have been Pete Buttigieg, and you praise him effusively. You say he would have been an ideal partner if I were a straight man. And you say effectively that demographically it was too much to ask of the American people to ask them to elect you with him as your running mate. I wonder if his reaction to that, since this part of the book has come out, if you've had any reflection on that, or I guess I'd ask you to just elaborate on that a little bit. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
With you running as, you're the first woman elected vice president. You're a black woman and a South Asian woman elected to that high office, very nearly elected president. To say that he couldn't be on the ticket effectively because he was gay, it's hard to hear.
No. That's not what I said. That he couldn't be on the ticket because he is gay. My point, as I write in the book, is that I was clear that in 107 days, in one of the most hotly contested elections for President of the United States, against someone like Donald Trump who knows no floor, to be a black woman running for President of the United States and as a vice presidential running mate, a gay man, with the stakes being so high, it made me very sad, but I also realized it would be a real risk. No matter how, I've been an advocate and an ally of the LGBT community my entire life. So it wasn't about any prejudice on my part, but
that
we had such a short period of time, and the stakes were so high. I think Pete is a phenomenal public servant. And I think America is and would be ready for that. But when I had to make that decision with 2 weeks to go, and maybe I was being too cautious, I'll let our friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe I was. But that's the decision I made, and I, as with everything else in the book, I'm being very candid about that.
Yeah.
With a great deal of sadness about also the fact that it might have been a risk.
Will you consider running in 2028?
That's not my focus right now.
I know
it's not my focus at all.
I know.
Oh, so that's the definition of ally, huh? I've been an advocate for the gay community my whole life, but not enough to let one stand next to me on a campaign poster. That's like saying, oh, I totally support my neighbor, but I don't want people thinking that we carpool. Kamala basically sat down, looked at her list of potential running mates, saw Pete Buttigieg, and went, love the guy, but America can only handle one token at a time. Real brave, Madam Vice President, so brave. And so much for breaking barriers. Guess that glass ceiling comes with a no-sharing policy. And spare me it wasn't prejudice routine. You literally just said it would be a risk to have a gay man on your ticket. That's not strategy, sweetheart. That's cowardice wrapped in word salad, which I guess is your specialty. This woman gives off more buzzwords than a malfunctioning Tesla. Equity, inclusion, representation, until she actually has to live by them. Then suddenly, oh my God, the stakes are too high. Translation, my poll numbers were already in the basement, and I don't want to make them any worse. Let's be honest, if Trump, DeSantis, or literally any other Republican had said I couldn't pick a gay running mate because it might be too risky, the media would have called it the darkest day in civil rights since Jim Crow. There'd be candlelight vigils, tearful MSNBC specials, and hashtags like love is risky. But when Kamala says it, oh, it's nuanced, thoughtful, and a sobering reflection on America's political climate. Please, you guys are pathetic. Kamala's entire brand is pretending to be progressive while calculating which way the DEI winds are blowing. One minute, she's waving the pride flag, and the next she's folding it up neatly and tucking it behind the campaign bus because it might scare the moderates. You can't campaign on love wins and then turn around and say, oh, maybe not too much love. It's a swing state. That's not courage. It's the political version of putting your pronouns in your bio and not your real opinions anywhere near your microphone. So yeah, she's an ally. Just don't ask her to prove it during election year. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. There's probably some other videos up on the screen somewhere. Check them out if you like. And if you found this interesting, yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We will catch you guys later for the next liberal meltdown. Stay tuned. Bye.